Like I said, we are from the Science Museum, Oklahoma. My name is Ben. This is my wonderful friend and assistant, Allie, and we have got a little STEAM Live. That's wonderful. You all are waving. Very friendly. I like that. We've got a STEAM Live show for you today. Now, just off the top of your heads, do any of you know what that acronym stands for? STEAM? We can go letter by letter. What's the S stand for? Just shout it out. Y'all got it right. Yeah, I hope so. That's on the little poster there. Science. Now, T. What do you think that? Great. Awesome. How about E? Engineering. Yeah, people don't get that very often. All right, A. He's a newcomer. He wasn't always here. You're right. Art. Then, what is it? M? Yeah, we know about math. Unfortunately, we know about math. I love math conceptually. I'm just bad at it. But that is what our first demo is going to be about. But before we get into that, I want to ask you something. I did see a demonstration of this beforehand. I like to ask every school if they have a special call and response. Because, I think everyone's done this before. Right. And we could do that, because there are points in the show where I'll want you to be quiet. But I saw your thing that you just did. How does that one work? To quiet yourselves down. You raise your hand. Anything to say, or do we just kind of go like?
So you would raise your hand, and then they raise their hand, and they know that when your hand goes up, which we say my hand goes up, your hand goes up,
I like that a lot. So maybe my hand will go up, and we'll see. But thank you guys. With that out of the way, I have the most important question I'm going to ask you all day. Are you ready to get started? Let's try that again. Are you ready to get started? There you go. Awesome. See, that's more like it. So, we remember I was talking about math and how I'm not very good at it, but I want to get that big M out of the way first, because math is fascinating. It is the language of the universe. It's a true thing, it's constant. If you didn't know, it's what all of science is based on. Everything is just applied math. You'll worry about that when you're getting your degrees later. But to make math fun, to make it something that I actually care about, I've been trying to learn it in a way that I enjoy. So, if you'll indulge me, behold, math. So if you were lost, it's okay. How should I do this? I think the best way to demonstrate this would be with a volunteer. Whoever can raise their hand the lowest, I will pick you. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. I think my friend here, you have a brown striped shirt on. Yes, come on down. Because you got all the way low. You want to be a scientist when you grow up? You should. We need more. Let me give you these safety goggles. Does your shirt say chill, bro? Chill, bro. I like that. Now, here's what I'm going to have you do. Go over to this side with Allie, and I'm going to have you hold half of this rubber band. You two are going to tag team this, and I'm going to start walking that way. Because I'm going to demonstrate part of Newton's second law of motion, which is expressed as a math equation. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. Now, what this means is that the more massive something is, the more it weighs, the heavier it is, the more force you have to apply to actually move it. But this also means that the more force you apply to an object, the faster it moves. Let me ask you guys something. It's okay. It's perfectly fine, right? No tension in the room, yeah? Whenever you're playing kickball or soccer or basketball, when you kick a ball or throw it, and you just kind of like, give it a really pathetic little kick, it doesn't go very far, does it? But when you really wind up and punt that thing, or when you get a little step back in, then it goes pretty far, doesn't it? Yeah. That is a demonstration of that law. Now, it only takes about 5 seconds to demonstrate it through here. You guys want to see that happen? Yeah, so let's go with me. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, Yeah, really good. I have a feeling that was your fault somehow. Oh, goodness. Now, don't forgive me. Maybe the pain made me forget, but what was your name, my friend? Wesley. Let's give a round of applause for Wesley. He got me so good, man. I'm taking so good glasses. Oh, goodness. You head on back to your seat. You were a wonderful scientist for us. Woo! Okay. Get my bearings again. Don't worry. I'm perfectly fine. The only thing that is wounded is my pride, because this does not have a lot of mass. It's kind of a very soft, flimsy thing. I was just hit in the chest with about 1 Newton of force. Now that's kind of an odd measurement, but for those of you who are unaware, a Newton is about how much force it takes to hold an apple. So if any of you have ever held an apple in your lives, can I get a show of hands? Perfect, I think that's literally everybody. Yeah, you've exerted 1 Newton of force at some point in your life. So, making math fun, a little bit of slapstick for you. That is Newton's second law, but he was a very strange man with a lot of fun ideas that are still relevant to science today. I'd like to demonstrate part of Newton's first law of motion, and for that I have a puzzle. Do we like puzzles? I think you guys are the most excited elementary schoolers I've ever asked about puzzles. That's incredible. Please keep that up. Your grandparents are proud of you. Now, let me assemble this really quick. There we go. Is that a turkey egg? No, it's my egg. I laid it this morning. Some of you don't believe me. That's okay. I don't need your validation. I would love that. Okay. Yeah. Take a look at that. Okay, I understand it doesn't look like much and it's pretty strange, but I will demonstrate our problem to you with this helpful little pointer because I like to feel official. Now, I want to get that egg into that bowl. Problem, I cannot touch the egg, I cannot touch the bowl, I cannot touch the paper towel bowl. Thank you. That was my tribute to Dr. Seuss. Now, how are we going to do that? Just kind of shout out your answers. If you have an idea, tell me what you think I should do to make that happen. Y'all need to raise your hands, just yell it at me all at once. I can hear everything. Okay. Shake it, blow on it, scoop it in a spit, lemon juice, snap it? Okay, sure. Alright. It was that easy. You know, sometimes in life things are easier than you think they're going to be. If I had a gold star, I'd give it to whoever said that. Congratulations. Round of applause for yourselves. Really smart. That's funny. Now, I'm going to set this puzzle up again, because something that you should learn about science, no matter what field you're in, if what you have discovered and what you are researching is true, it will be repeatable, as all science is. So, let's try that again. Does this look kind of the exact same to you? I'd say it's pretty similar. So, same experiment, same method, same results! Wonderful, wonderful. Now, why did that happen? Why are we able to do something that straightforward? No finagling or anything like that. If you have an idea, just shout it out. Cool. Those are all wonderful ideas, but I will tell you what's actually happening. So, the reason that this little demonstration works is because this egg already has something called inertia, which is part of Newton's first law. It's a property of matter that states that an object at rest tends to stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion unless it's acted upon by an outside force. Now we saw an outside force act upon this tray when I smacked it, right? Yes, but I didn't do anything to the egg. No, and I promise I'm not a wizard. I don't work at the Magic Museum. I'm not trying to influence it in any way. But it still fell. Yes, someone's ahead of me. There is a force acting on this egg, and it's acting on all of us right now. It's keeping us on the earth. Yes, gravity. That is entirely correct. This thing is being pulled by gravity. So even though I didn't influence it and had that inertia where it was just kind of sitting, it's got to go somewhere. What comes up must come down eventually. Yeah, exactly. Oh, so smart. I'll put this over here. Now we like gravity. Gravity's a really fun thing to play around with. Some people can beat gravity, and I can too, but only for a moment. And not very well. I can't jump like Jason Wallace. He can fly. But I do have a friend here who's powered by gravity. Would you guys like to meet him? Not tonight. Let's bring him out. This is Eddie. Everybody say hi, Eddie. Oh, thank you. Unlike me, he does need the validation. Now, Eddie has been assembled by my friends at the Science Museum. He himself is a feat of engineering, built of random scrap parts. His main component is this right here. This is a copper plate. There's nothing super special about it, but it is, let me ask you, I was going to say something, but I'm going to ask you this. Do you think this is heavier than it looks?
No.
Yeah, it's a heavy little thing. Because it's not a heavy object, but it's really thin, yeah? Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going over here. This way. Yeah. That is a heavy piece of equipment right there. This might be small. If I could get all of you, I would, I promise. I'm never working a pinky promise. Talk about me. Now, this thing is not only heavy, but it is sharper on one side than it is on all the others. And when we drop it from Eddie's little peak here, imposing. Now, I don't think it would surprise any of you to know that Eddie was called the Chopper in high school. So what do we think is going to happen if I just kind of put this little stick in there? What? Do we think it's going to chop chop right down in there? Oh, we don't know to find out. Oh! We had a family! Not anymore. Yes. So we're all familiar with gravity. We all have seen something like this before. Maybe your parents have a vegetable chopper somewhere in their kitchen. So let's up the ante a little bit. Do you think I should put my hand in that? No. Okay. Oh, the peer pressure is so loud. Oh, I really want to do it. I'll do it just for you guys. Okay, they did also say that I had to do this contractually, or they were going to keep making me sleep in the basement, so, did we get around to that? Are you ready? Okay, maybe, okay, let's do it. Maybe with the feet, we're going to do it one more time, okay? 3, 2, okay, so, hand goes up. Gracias. Now, I have a question for you guys. How many fingers did I start with? Okay, good. And I still have 1, 2, carry the 6. I still have 5. Okay, that's good. That's a relief. Now, some of you have already caught on, especially given the virtue of like where you're sitting, but Eddie does have 2 sides, and that is the reason that I am okay. So, the first side, over here, freaky, do not want my hand into that, but there's a reason this side is a little bit safer. We saw that slow down, didn't we, right here? Conveniently, right as it passed this little block of things. Anyone want to guess what these things are? Magnets! Yes, how do they work? Let's talk about it. So, these here are very powerful magnets. I got them for a whole $24. They are really sticky, and you can tell, because I kind of have to effort to get this thing off. But, the thing about magnets and copper is that copper is not ferromagnetic, which means it doesn't stick. It's not sticking to these magnets. So why is it being influenced? I have a question for you, and I promise it's related. Have any of you ever been either in a boat or walking past a lake or a river, and you see a little swirling current? For those of you who don't have your hands up, have you ever flushed a toilet or watched water go down a sink? Yes, absolutely. Now, what you're witnessing there is what we call an eddy current. It's kind of this little swirling mass that forms against the primary current of a body of water, and it feels like a speed bump when you go over it in a boat, which is a pretty good analogy for what we've created right here. What we've done with these magnets is we've created an eddy current in the electromagnetic field of the Earth. So, it's invisible, it's in the air, it's kind of about yay big, it's right here, and you can see that it interacts. Yes, that it interacts with the copper plate. Now, even though it's not magnetic, it is experiencing enough resistance from going through that field that it slows itself down, and I still have all my little piggies. This is actually how roller coasters break. And break as in like, come to a nice gentle stop, not break as in shatter. So that nobody gets whiplash and everybody gets off and says, oh, that was so great, let me go do it again. Everyone say goodbye to Eddie. Bye, Eddie. Thank you so much for teaching us about gravity and magnets. All right. Now, before I get into this next thing, I think my microphone's cutting out. We'll worry about that later. Can you guys hear me pretty well still? Yeah. Before I get into this next thing, I want to start a science experiment. Yes. This is going to be very fun. I think you'll get one piece that I forgot. Now this is going to be very fun. So, over here, I have a couple of things. And we are going to create a chemical reaction. Now, chemistry is a really touchy science. It is something you have to be really precise for, and it also is something you have to be safe for. So you're going to see me put on these gloves. I'm going to put on these goggles over here in a moment, because I'm not one to get acid in my face. Yes, acid. That's actually what I'm going to be working with. What you're going to see me do is I'm going to pour acid into this beaker here in a second, and then I'm going to put it into that bottle. What I do, I'm going to feed the acid something, a piece of metal, and that acid is going to eat the metal. You'll see that happen over time. It's kind of a gradual process. When the acid does eat the metal, it's going to create a gas. We're going to synthesize a gas. And for those of you sitting there like, you can't create gas, don't you lie to me. I know all of you can fart. Yeah, you thought you were so slick. Okay. There we go. So, goggles on. And I'm going to pour this in the bottle. Chemistry is a slow science as well. Sometimes it can be a little explosive. Is that foreshadowing? Who knows? Now we take our metal, like so. And you're going to see, we talked about this producing gas. I want to capture that gas. I want to do something with it later. And so, I have a balloon. You're going to see that balloon inflate throughout the course of the show. Don't worry about it. It'll only be dangerous later. Suddenly we're worried? Don't worry. Okay. So, here we are. And give it a little shake and shake. And then, take our balloon, put it right over the bottle. And eventually, that will be something fun. I bring attention to it. Sometimes we do this in the background of the show, but I like to be like, hey guys, this is a fun little Easter egg that you can kind of take a look at every now and again and be like, ooh, some playing. You can't see it, don't worry. I promise you will. Eventually. Now, as that inflates, Ali is going to help me keep an eye on it, and I'm going to keep an eye on it every now and again too, but first, stuff that's all around us. Everybody take a deep breath real quick. We can get really hyped. You guys got it. You guys got it. Exactly. Air is stuff, if you didn't know. And not only were you blissfully free of my voice for about 2 seconds while we did that, but you breathed in a lot of air. Now, we can't really see the air, can we? No, we can feel it. It can influence us. We can influence it, waving your hand, blowing on things. But I like to be able to visualize things. I'm a very visual thinker. So for this, I want volunteer. And a volunteer. For this, I think choose whoever has the best game face, whoever looks the most ready. Yes, it's beginning. I think you in the Kansas City Chiefs jersey, right here. Yeah. That was like so real. Now, I have a question. Would you like the yellow bag or the yellow bag? Yellow, that's fine. You know, I'm going to choose the yellow because I'm going to pick yellow. Now, that's going pretty fast. Fast as my car. That's why science is fun. It's variable. It's different every time. Okay, so, what is your name, my friend? Shaylin? Shaylin? It's like they are yelling so loud. Shaylin, yes. Okay, thank you. And thank you guys for being quiet so I can hear what she's saying. So, here's how this is going to work. You and I are going to race to blow these up. Now, have you ever seen one of these before? Cool. Much like me, this is a wind bag. It holds the wind. It's kind of like a giant balloon. What we're going to do is we are going to race to see who can blow these up faster. Now, you may have young lungs, but I have pretty severe asthma, so I feel like this is kind of a level playing field. We're going to turn back to back. And then, I just kind of like fluff it up a little bit if you want. Make sure it's all good. Yeah. I'm just going to see if you can blow it up the fastest. And what this is going to do
is it's going to help us visualize air currents. We can see the outward effect we are having on them. So let's go ahead and stand like this. However, it looks like a balloon, right? It's like a big old flappy balloon. I'm gonna blow it up like a balloon. You're just gonna blow your air into it. Take a deep breath and, you know, just like that. I think you got this. I have full belief in you. I think you are going to do so well. You came up with that game face, you're so confident, I'm confident in you. You feeling ready? It's a weird activity, but I get it. I know, I hear some, yeah, just blow right into it. 100%. I promise you, there's no trick. And whenever you are ready, I'll give a countdown and then we'll get started. You feeling ready? Alright. 4, 3, 2, 1, blow! And time! Alright, let's see how much you got. Okay, don't lose it. You got it. I think you have more than you think. There you go. Alright, so, you did really well. But I'm hearing some allegations from the court. My hand goes up. Thank you guys, because I'm hurt, frankly. I may be even a little offended that you think I'm a cheater. I am a pumpkin eater, but I'm not a cheater. See, I just omitted something. There is something I didn't tell you, because I bet your first instinct was to blow this up like a balloon, because I said those words at least 5 times, and you were probably like, why is he repeating himself so often? That's really weird. I put that idea in your head. It's fine. You did great. Let's have a round of applause for it, first of all, because that was awesome. You did that well. What I did was I took advantage of something called Bernoulli's principle, which simply states that a faster moving fluid has less pressure. Now we already talked about what fluid we were using in that case. It's the air. It's all around us. It's moving and we can influence it. So what I did is I kind of held it away from my face, and then, like you're blowing into a bowl of really hot soup or SpaghettiOs or something, I just went. And what happens when I do that is we are creating 2 different pressure systems, and that faster moving air is going to pull the surrounding air into the bag, as if you're creating a little claw that just sucks it all in. Now, I think you could probably do that faster than me. Do you want to give it a try? Awesome! Let's give it another round of applause! Let's do it! Okay, so, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to hold this end of the bag, then kind of fold the entrance out a little bit, and blow into it, like we said, like you're blowing into some very hot food. And just keep that going. You ready? You want to give her another countdown? Alright. 4, 3, 2, 1, blow! Whoa! One more time. Whoa! One more time. Do you guys see that? Do you see that? That took her 3 seconds. That was insane. Yes! Awesome, high five. Beautiful work. That is science right there. Thank you so very much. It's also one of the things that helps planes fly. It's gliding on the air currents. And we'll see another demonstration of that pretty quickly. Now, I talked about creating different pressure systems and creating a vortex, but even still, you couldn't see that part of that demonstration. You can see the current, you can see the flowing air, but you couldn't see the little donut-shaped tornado that we create because it's kind of just not in our visible spectrum, but it could be. So, I have here a fog machine, and I have here a cardboard box. Trust me, it'll be cool. I heard people saying you can't see, and that's exactly the problem, right? We can't see the air, but we can see this. I need y'all to stay seated. I promise you, you cannot catch these rings. They do not last. There you go. Yeah. Now, I I'm assuming you guys saw those, right? Yes. Come on, y'all, my hand goes up. Thank you, and I'm glad you're hype about that because this one is really cool for a very specific reason. Yes, it lets you see Bernoulli's principle, and yes, it lets you see those vortexes you're creating, but you can make this at home. And I'll tell you how it works. So, first of all, question. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? Can you feel that? Yeah. So, what we've created here is pretty simple. We have a cardboard box that we've taped up all the edges on. What happens when we squeeze it is that air is going to rebound off the back and come out of this like a cannon. Hence what we call this the vortex cannon. Now, this is one of the only things that you see up here today that you can do at home. And I think you should because it's really fun. So, that's a fog machine. You can buy that at Party City, Target, Dollar General, really anywhere. They have a lot of those. You can even get it on Amazon. And when you buy or order a fog machine, how do you bring it back to your house? In a what? In a box! Exactly in a box. And this box can be any size, so this demo quite literally builds itself. This is something that with your parents' permission and supervision, I would really encourage you to do. Science is all around you, it's everywhere, and you can make it fun. But this is the part of the show where I come out here and I level with you. I say, hey guys, I know what you're about. I was once 8, I was once 5, I was once 12. You guys want to see me watch... Hold on. You guys want to see me set something on fire, don't you? Yeah, I think you might. Why don't you just say that? Don't save yourself like a bird. Come on, guys. You know it's true. Yeah. Now, I have a number of materials that I could set on fire, and I had the perfect thing just like 5 minutes ago, but I don't know where I placed it. My ADHD is just really crazy. And so, Alan, can I borrow $100? Yeah, just all of your grocery money for that. Yeah. Thanks, you're really so kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So hey guys, this is $100. And this is a very flammable fuse. I'm sorry to do this to you. I should have told you this was happening. But you know, I was told that this would be okay. For some reason, I'm really feeling it. You know, Greg told me, Greg's my boss, he said, you know, when you burn this, it's not gonna burn. It's not gonna burn for real. It's gonna be really funny. So, I hope not either. But you know, maybe he wouldn't lie to me just this once, right? Maybe he likes me enough, maybe he likes us enough. So, I see some of you are quite excited about my friend. This is another one of my friends. This is Bernie. Everyone say hi, Bernie! Bernie's a great coach. Now, okay. Confidence. You ready for this? You want to see me do this? Hold on. Okay. I can do it. It's okay. See, I knew it would be okay. I was totally sure of that the whole time. Yes. It is perfectly okay. Now, I will tell you why that is. But for this next demo, I want you to try and think about this. I want us to be little scientists, because all science is really, if you're unaware, is asking a question and then seeking the answer to that question. Because that was weird. We saw that catch on fire, right? Yeah, but it's still here. It's still spendable if it was real money. By the way, this isn't real money. Don't burn real money. You can't do that. It's illegal. But even if it was, it would have actually caught fire better than this stuff did. So I want you to hold that in your mind, what you just saw, as we try to figure out why it's okay. Because it's going to be for the same reason as this. Now, Ali, as, you know, I suppose repayment for setting your money on fire, I'd like to give you a bit of the spotlight. See, Ali has a couple of things, a couple of very fun, unique talents, and a very unique taste. A taste for spicy snacks, the spiciest of snacks. I'll stop beating around the bush. Ali likes eating fire. Yes, actual fire. She's a crazy person, yes. But she says it's delicious, nutritious, a light snack if you will. She's also funny. Now, right here, we have this little wick. I promise you, it is not a marshmallow. It definitely doesn't taste like a marshmallow, does it? No, no. Fire tastes pretty hot. I'm feeling a lot of disbelief in this room. They don't think you're gonna do it. We got some believers over here. I like that. I like that. I think she can do it, y'all. Y'all ready to see it? Firing in a 3, 2, 1. Wow! Oh, wow! Delicious. And she wants more. Yes, yes. I told you, it's her favorite snack. She loves it. And she can literally do this all day. Woo! Oh my goodness! Oh wow, beautiful. Oh, I'm feeling the heat. You feel the heat? Ooh. Wonderful. Let's give all a round of applause, please. Thank you. The same reason that dollar is okay is the same reason the inside of Allie's mouth isn't currently on fire. Do we have any guesses? I'll take 3 hand raises. Back here, black jacket. Because of water? Yeah. So those are different fuels. These are both very flammable things. But that is really close to the truth. I will take one other hand raise because that's most of the answer right there. Let's go all the way over here to you, my friend.
Why do we think both those things are okay? If there's air, air is related, but there's actually a lack of air.
So I'll answer both of those. So, first thing, the dollar, which I no longer have. You said because of the fuel right here, and you're entirely correct. See, I did tell a small white lie. There is something else in this very flammable fuel. Something famously non-flammable. You're correct, water. If your water at home catches fire, it really shouldn't be doing that. You should talk to someone about it. Now, what happened is we saw that flammable fuel burn up. Now, you see, fire needs 4 things to survive. It needs fuel, it needs heat, it needs oxygen, and it needs a chemical chain reaction. Without even one of those 4 things, fire is not going to start, but it also isn't going to sustain, which means it's not going to keep burning. What you saw was the flammable fuel burning off of the dollar faster than the water could evaporate. The water was basically acting like a shield. That's a very good answer. Now, where else do we have water that's just kind of constantly there? Maybe a little bit of mucus mixed in with it. You can just shout out your answer. Inside the mouth, spit, saliva, 100%. Inside of Allie's and all of our mouths is that coating of mucus and water, spit. But there's also something else. Whenever we take a bite of food, we naturally breathe out a little bit. Do you guys know the stuff that we breathe out of our mouths? Carbon dioxide, yes. Now, technically air, it is air, it's part of the gas, but like carbon dioxide famously also does not get along with fire. So what we saw is this flame being deprived of the oxygen that it needs to burn. When she puts that in her mouth, there's no more oxygen for that fire to consume. So it goes out from breathing out the carbon dioxide and from having that shield in there. Now, with all that in mind, do you guys want to see another fire demo? Because now that you understand how it works, you get to feel really smart when I set one of your teachers on fire. I thought you'd like that. Do you have any volunteers who would like to do this? I'd say we do. Get on down, my friend. Woo! All right. Let's get around the party right now. All right, folks. Who is this? What is your name, my friend? What's up? Coach? We will simply call him Coach. Now, Coach is a brave man. I assume he coaches, given contact skills, which you guys will learn about eventually. Let's see our hand. My hand goes up. Thank you, because this is going to be really fun, and I want you to hear it and see it. So, Coach here, may I get this out your way, is going to put his hand into this mystical blue concoction. A hand with no accessories or no watches, no rings, anything like that. And this concoction is known as soap and water. I hope you're familiar. Now just go ahead and submerge your hand like that. I'm going to get you some safety goggles here, which I should have done before you got your hand all soggy, but I'll just put them on you. There you go. Now make sure you have it all sudsy and kind of guide it up your forearm to about where a watch would rest. Because what we're going to do is create that little barrier like we were talking about. Now, Bernie here is going to be a part of this demonstration as well. We talked about what he does normally, sets things on fire, but he's also got a softer side. I'm going to have you hold your hand out over here over the gym floor. Thank you, because Bernie also likes blowing bubbles. Isn't that sweet? And you know what? Maybe. Flammable bubbles. And that's what you are going to hold, my friend. So, I'm going to blow some more of these bubbles. And what we're going to do, whenever I give you a signal, I'm going to have you scoop up just a big old handful. And whenever you do, we'll just hold your hand out flat, and I, like casual Wednesday activities, will set them on fire. Alright, going to take a big handful there. See if you go get some back. Go get some more on the palm of your hand. Yes, they are strange and evasive. So hold your hand out like this, palm flat, and spread your fingers. Wonderful. Let's see if I can get some on. Yeah, they don't want to do it. Okay, so, are you guys ready? Are you ready? All right, Coach, fire bubbles in 3, 2, 1. Whoa! All right. That was wonderful. Let's give Coach a round of applause here, folks. I'll get him a paper towel here. Because that was awesome, yes! And you guys know why it works. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I got it. See what I want you to do, I want you to learn. Now, that is just about everything that I have for you today, but I do have one more thing. Oh yeah, that's the thing, don't worry. I wouldn't just do that and then do like my heart. We talked about Bernoulli's principle earlier, yes? A faster moving fluid has less pressure. This is related to Greg's principle. Greg is my boss, as previously mentioned, and his principle states that every science communication show should end with a bang. Literally. You guys want to see me blow something up? Okay. I'm gonna do it. Just for you, because you've been so good, and because you've listened every time I've asked you to be quiet, I'm gonna do it. So, here we go. All right. This is our balloon. A balloon of doom. Now, inside this balloon is a very flammable gas. It is lighter than air. It starts with H. Everybody shout out the answer. Almost. It is not quite helium. If helium were flammable, birthday parties would be a disaster. Whew. As if to illustrate that, I'm going to light this on fire with a birthday candle. Now, I did hear somebody say the right answer, though, so I want to give you credit. Somebody said hydrogen, and that's correct. Hydrogen is the most plentiful element in the universe. Also, likes to go boom when exposed to fire. It burns at about 4,000 degrees, so just a little toasty. And this is the part of the show where I'm going to give you a little warning. Explosions are loud, y'all, so let's see. My hand goes up. Thank you, because I do want you to pay attention to this. Explosions are loud. This is not going to be the loudest thing ever, but it is going to be a boom. So if you don't like loud noises, I encourage you to cover your ears. If you do like loud noises, I encourage you to cover your ears. Okay? Cool. Just like that. See? Great listening. And we are too. So, I'm going to light this on fire. My candle on my distance enhancer. Some people call it a chicken stick, but I don't think it's cowardly to not want to be set on fire. And if you guys are ready, we'll get an explosion. Wait, hold on. It's my countdown, y'all. There we go. In 3, 2, 1. Yes! very happy with that. Thank you, thank you. Oh, he's definitely seen better days. Now, I have a question for you guys in the front row before I conclude here. That was what we call a combustion reaction. That outward expulsion of energy is called a shock wave. It's something you can hear, but also, did you feel that? Yes, especially my bucko friends. That expulsion of energy kind of rattles your bones a little bit. Yes, yes. So, alas, that is the final thing that I have for you. But you're not going home without some science. I'm going to get something to do real quick. Your teachers, well, at least for some of you older kids, will be passing these out to you later. And for some of you younger kids, this will be emailed to your parents most likely. But we're going to send you home with some cards that have science experiments that you can do at home. You can take this show back home with you. Yes, exactly. Science is everywhere. You should interact with it. And this show would not have been possible without the generous support of Dr. Elliott and Karen Schwartz and their AEIOU Foundation. They're the reason we are able to come to you at no cost. So go ahead, shoot them an email, write them a letter, tell them what you like, what you didn't like, and what you might want to see in another show just like this. And that is all we have for you today. Thank you so very much.